Hello everybody, my name is Aceface. We're going to be trying to attempt to use a variation of the Gila for T6 Abyss. So the reason why I thought about this was that I have been making a lot of videos and I really am very enthusiastic about a particular hybrid fit Gila for T4 Firestorm. It works really well, it works wonders, and you get such a good amount of tank plus a good amount of buff at the same time. Now, I was thinking if I could make this fit be more applicable to T6 Abyss, because that would mean that, say you're making like a bit of a progression, you've got a bit of progression going on, right? Then you don't have to invest in some like new implants like high grade crystals, because usually I'd recommend, or the fits I've used previously for T6 Abyss, they've always been, when it comes to the Gila, shield boost based fits. Like they've been just based on having as much shield boosting as possible. They've not been hybrid fits relying on passive tank. So I was thinking, could we perhaps then make a fit that is focusing a lot on passive tank that is able to do T6 Abyss? Now, I think you can definitely do it with like a full passive tank, but I do like to be able to have a hybrid fit because that allows me to have a bit more flexibility with my shield booster, allowing me to get up my shields even if they're a little bit low. So I was thinking of taking this to the T6 Gammas because T6 Gammas buff shields by quite a bit. So actually it could maybe be a bit of a waste to put a shield booster on our fit. This is the fit we're going to be using. This one here. Could be a bit of a waste to put this shield booster here because the Gammas will benefit our shield capacity so much that maybe it won't be so good. But I think that it might turn out to be still good to have some extra amount of shield boosting capabilities. So we'll check how much shield boosting we'll check how much shield capacity we'll get when we equip all the implants and go into the Abyss site. But this here was the original T4 hybrid Firestorm I used. It had got quite a bit less EHP because this T6 variant I've got here uses two A-type multi-spectrums. This uses just some Tech 2 ones in here. You can see here in the T6 Gamma, I've got two A-types that contributes a lot to having a bigger buffer. And then we've got an A-type shield booster. The one for T4s only has a C-type. So this is an experimental fit, not guaranteed that it'll work smoothly, but I think it will go alright. The main thing here is that I worry that our capacitor could be taken out quite quickly if we have big neuters because we've not got the biggest amount of capacitor. But the good thing here is that we're relying a lot on our passive tank, so maybe that could help mitigate the amount of newts we have that could kill us with deadly force. So we'll try this out. So it says 69k EHP here, but will be a lot more after injecting the implants and also going to the T6 Gammas. So we're going to be using high grade Nirvanas, which will make us really powerful in terms of our shield capacity. Add these. Multi-fit. And I think my current character does have a few implants in which we will unplug here. Unplug. I was thinking about this when I was also deciding on a new kind of series of ships to be used from low tier to high tier Abyss to sort of increase the amount of overlap of skills a lot. I like to use the Hawk for low tier Abyss. I think it's one of the best ships you can have for low tier Abyss apart from the Retribution. I was thinking if you've got a Hawk, you want to go missile based. You can go with the Gila. Gila is still a bit missile based for like T4 Firestorm. But then after T4 Firestorm, if I were to go for T5, T6, I'd probably prefer to go for an active fit because active fits I usually find them to be a bit more reliable in terms of capacitor. But thinking if we maybe go with like a hybrid style, then it might be a bit more reliable since we've got more capacitor with this large cap battery here and also got a shield booster to help us a little bit if we encounter a tricky situation. So you can see here I got 106k EHP, so it's a decent amount of EHP. Passive is 50, shield boosting is 76, and we'll have even more in the Gamma side, so we'll go check that out. It's always good to put the appropriate skin here. Personalization, Abyssal Dark Field, Emperor Bear. We'll just use Etheric Raider, this is my favourite one. Okay, I'll polish our ship a bit, and we will add then the Cataclysmic Gamma. These filaments are actually sites that I usually don't have much issue with tank. The main issue I have is doing the sites in a reasonable amount of time, but the main aspect I have to combat that is getting some decent implants, but also to be able to selectively target the right targets at the right time so that I can get the site done as quickly as possible, like not just sitting around attacking cruisers that anyway will follow me and not going to the target that's trying to kite me. Being a bit of tactical how you fly, I feel like that helps more. And then also you can have some mutated drones that can help a bit, having some good, really top tier drones. But usually in most cases of doing T6 Gammas, I don't have troubles with time, only in very select few cases and unlucky spawns. So that's why here the main thing is to test the tank. Cruiser. Oh yeah, we need to be in 1.0 or 0.9. I keep forgetting. Let's go to Thera. Activate filament. Can't activate it now. And now I can. Let's see how much EHP we have now. So we have, with everything activated, doesn't say here in the simulation, they're 138k EHP. Ooh. So we've got a really massive amount of tank here. We've got Leshak room. This is an easy one. It's nothing to worry about. Super easy. Just take the Valkyries and get to work. Send the Valkyries out on each Leshak and get the missiles on the case as well. Here we've got a decent amount of EHP, so you'll see that our shields are not going down in a particularly fast manner, even though we're taking full damage from this entire Vedmak wave. So that's quite comforting there, knowing that they're getting all the good hits on us and we're still able to tank them. And we're not even using our shield booster. We could consider to use our shield booster just to get some extra boosting going on. But otherwise it seems to be pretty chill. And it's going to be even more chill the more of these we destroy. With our drones, you can see here. Don't need to use my missiles on these rogue drones because it doesn't seem like any of them are in range. Yeah, that tank is really great on this ship. I think that I could swap out one of the implants depending on the waves. Of course, it's just one wave, a Leshak wave as well. It's good that we've got a minus 70% explosive resistance penalty. A bit more of like a best case scenario to test the tank, or worst case scenario, which is the best case scenario in terms of testing. Swap these drones here. If we look in these implants here, I've got I think it's the shield management, shield operation. I think it's the shield operation. I can swap that out for a 5% missile implant, so that will give me some extra DPS, which can be important in the T6 Gammas, where DPS can be crucial when you've got buffed shields and just generally speaking T6 being a very monstrous type of abyssal filament with lots of NPCs to destroy. We're able to just run right into their faces here. Passive shield. Ooh, our passive shield is actually more than our active shield boosting now. Go towards the transfer conduit. So we can just boost up to max shields. And that's the great thing about using a hybrid fit, is that we can boost up to max shields. So unlike a full passive fit, which usually will take a very long time to get to max shields, since it's recharging exponentially slow, we get to the top percentages of our shield capacity. Recall drones, keep at range 500 just to be ready to go to the next room. Basic rogue drone wave, super easy, but it can get very hot if you get into the swarm of drones. So that's what we'll do. We'll go and challenge our fate here. If they hit hard, all Ember Lance, it seems. And thermal resist is a little bit on the low side here, not as low as explosive. Well, I think it'll be fine, to be honest. Yeah, basically taking no damage, even though they're right on top of us. I wonder if this is better than an active Gila. In a way, I like that we've got a bit more buffer, that we're able to be like more stable in terms of taking like a wrecking shot, but the capacitor is the main thing that is worse than an active Gila. I think in high newt waves we could have a bit of a hard time. Their shield or multispectrum shield hardeners could potentially get taken out, and if they go down, then we are going to lose a lot of resists. That's going to affect us passive tank significantly. And I'm not taking these caches, not because I'm too lazy to pick them up, it's because I'm on the test server, so they don't really have much meaningful value to salvage here. And I could have actually gone on Tranquility to do this, but my character on the test server was placed in a much more favorable location, and I prefer to do experiments on multi-billion ISK ships when that ISK is not actually on the line. Use the shield booster to boost up our shields a bit here, so we have max shields for the next room. There we go. Recall drones. See if we can get a Kerberos Tyrannos or a mass neuting wave. They can be a bit difficult. These Kikimora waves can be difficult actually. They can do a high amount of damage. But the main thing here is just to go for the Kikimoras, and then most of the DPS has been taken out. They have so much more damage than their Drekavac counterparts here. Drekavacs are just like these really big tanks that don't really do much damage. And, well, they can actually do quite a bit of damage, but it's very easy to avoid because their tracking is a lot worse than the Kikimoras, who've got like pinpoint accuracy, entropy disintegrators. Here we're taking some newts, even though we've only got 2 neuters. I can tell that we've got... Oh, I see why we're also using a lot of capacitor, because of that filament cloud. That reduces the capacitor effectiveness of our shield booster, so it's going to be consuming more power than it actually would have. We could use the Nosferatu maybe on this guy. Can we do that? I think you have to have a very low capacitor to be able to utilize this Nosferatu here. I'll keep a range since I seem to be flying all over the place with my ship here. Well, look at that. We're not even using our shield booster. We're just chilling here at 75% shields. And the most amount of shield regen we've got is around like the 25-30% mark. I definitely think we could encounter stronger waves. More Kikimoras and less Drekavacs would put a lot bigger stress on our tank. And then I think we could also have, just generally speaking, a lot of neuting waves, which keeps us on our toes to keep our capacitor alive. Because if our capacitor is not alive, well, then there goes our tank. Our multispectrum shield hardeners are the main thing keeping us alive here. Can use a bit of shield boosting now that we're outside of that filament cloud. Oh, why is that Kikimora keeping such a long range at 30 kilometers all the way over there? I think it could be that they're trapped in this tachyon cloud. This tachyon cloud really makes everything fly all over the place. Seems like that's a little bit what's happening with that Drekavac and those Damaviks over there. We maybe could actually go a little bit to the side, but the thing is, you've got to pick your poison here. You've got medium range Diva automatic suppressor, filament cloud, or tachyon cloud. Which one do you want? Go for the Drekavac. And stop using the shield booster, it's going to use so much capacitor. Maybe reload the missiles since they're really far away. Our drones, however, seem to be doing a significant amount of damage to those Drekavacs. Look at those penetrating shots, one after the other. Got low explosive resistance, which is contributing to them probably destroying this guy fast. And then you've also got the minus 70% explosive resistance as well, making us do even more damage. Could maybe even use the Nova Furies, because I packed some Nova Furies, the explosive missiles. They can be used in certain waves that have very low explosive resist naturally, such as these guys here. I've already got Inferno going on, so I'll stick to those. And these also do actually more damage, but depending on the resist type, it can sometimes be more favorable to use the lower damage, more precise resist explosive missiles, because that's exactly what you want to use when you're up against Triglavians and in this weather effect. So overall, I would say that the tank feels really smooth here. I mean, we never really went below 75%, and half of the time I wasn't even using the shield booster. I feel like we're destroying stuff so quickly that our buffer is not able to be chewed through. The main thing is what I keep on mentioning, the capacitor. If somehow my capacitor gets taken out, then we could be toast. But I think you could solve that by selectively going for the newts if you find them here. Definitely seems like it's a possibility, but would require more testing. I mean, this is just one test here. When you're making Abyss fits, you need to have a lot of tests to say that it's a very reliable fit. But that's it for now. Hybrid Gila, testing out the T6 Abyss with a pretty decent amount of success. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you learned something new. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. I'll catch you guys later.